I like the position I'm in. So let's extend it a bit, right? So, hell is the place where you suffer, and it's basically constant emotional torture. A relationship can be hell, waiting for stuff can be hell, you know, a lot of things can be hell. So, instead of waiting, you move, right? You can wait for the appointment to go to the doctor, or, I mean, that's a very short-term goal, so it's important to have long-term goals. I want to be a man, I want to be free. You work towards it, right? That motivates you. Just working for money isn't really it, but working for money because it's part of, you know, your freedom, because you want to create something and for that you need money, you know, that's like a direction to go into. Aha, okay, I'm going there. And now you find yourself loathing the world, hating everything, and that's kind of shit, right? So start working. And I was in South Africa, like I said. I smoked quite a bit of weed there, like I said. And it was all the time in nature. All the time, yeah. And while I was there, I didn't always appreciate it. Like, there were times where I liked it, and there were times where I hated it. So I never really saw it for what it was. I always had my own personal drama, my own personal hell. I always had it with me. And that's it, you know, you go to a place and everything's new. It's like a new girlfriend or a new wife, and you know, it's like new, and you feel so good about it. But your hell is still there, because you didn't work to get out of it. No, you just replaced something. But after a while, this person or this place will become part of your own hell too, unless you make it a heaven. And that you have to do from the inside. So while I was in South Africa, I hated as much as I loved it, which is the same thing I did with Germany. But now I was in Africa, right? And I was in hell most of the time. And then I started to come back and do psychedelics and ayahuasca, and I did a lot of healing, emotional healing, which the psychedelics kickstarted in me, and also, of course, being in nature a lot kickstarted that. Only I didn't know it at the time. And now I experienced heaven on earth. First during ayahuasca ceremonies and jurema ceremonies, which I consider to be actually roughly the same. I think it brings you to the same place. And then I experienced it with cannabis in the forest. There was a time where I felt like I was in heaven. But I didn't really get there by myself, and I didn't really get there through hard work. I got there through psychedelics. And after a while, the heaven turned into some kind of hell, because I didn't manage to stay there by myself. So, right, you start craving for psychedelics because they bring you to heaven. But it doesn't work, because then psychedelics become your hell. And that's what a lot of people experience, that after a while, cannabis doesn't make them feel good anymore. No, it makes them paranoid. And that's the same with any psychedelic. So you have to put in the work to create heaven on earth. And that for me is doing a job that I love, which I'm doing right now, and working towards my own personal heaven, which then is being with my wife, because I've experienced how it could be being with her, and now I have to make that a reality, which is why I work so much, because I want her to be with me. And then, of course, I hope to know that she wants that too. Yeah, I know, I think. Yeah, see, it's hard to admit to yourself that somebody actually really loves you. Especially because she didn't really admit it ever to me. So it's really hard to think that anybody would ever love you like this. Yeah, it's hard to... I cannot like, I can't believe it. There's a part of me that really cannot believe it. And maybe she feels the same, I don't know, because that's how I feel about her. So, you know, it's just, you think to know because of how you feel towards someone. Now, these are going to be a bit shorter.